So guys, if for some reason you haven't already seen, Jaren Ward is going to be the next 5-star character coming to Destiny Rising. And for those of you who don't know who Jaren Ward is, he is a very prominent character inside of one very important story in the lore when it comes to the Dredgens, which actually ties quite nicely into the Renegades expansion coming out this week. But today we're going to be talking about Jaren Ward, the abilities we can see in his trailer, and just everything you need to know about him before he releases this week. If you're going to enjoy this video as always though, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, I would very much appreciate it. And without further ado, let's talk Jaren Ward's abilities. So we don't have full breakdowns as of yet unless you've looked at leaks, but just from the trailer we can already kind of guess as to what his abilities are going to be. So, first thing we need to talk about is of course his weapon loadout. In the trailer we see him using a hand cannon obviously as his primary weapon and a shotgun as his heavy weapon. This is actually quite unique for most characters because Wolf is currently the only other character that has weapons of different types here. You can see rapid fire assault rifle, spread grenade launcher, but then every other character has a matching set of weapons. Scout rifle, sniper, both are the same type. Sidearm shotgun, both are the same type, whereas hand cannon, if we look at a title here, that is a piercing weapon, but then shotguns are an impact weapon. So he's going to be very unique in that regard, where he's able to deal with two different Shinka types, which is really cool. But now diving into his actual abilities that we can see within the trailer, the first one is going to be this kind of combat role, similar to what hunters have in Destiny 2 at the moment, but it does kind of throw forward a little projectile, which I'm guessing is going to be a flashbang of some description. We don't know all the details yet, but that's what I'm guessing that is. His next main ability then is going to be him pulling out a secondary pistol and basically just fanning the hammer at any enemies in his line of sight. This looks to be a very good ad clearing ability, so I'm very interested to learn what that is. And then as we move forward into the trailer, we can obviously see what is going to be his super ability, which if you've played Destiny before, you'll obviously recognize this as the Golden Gun, although this one is very unique as he summons two golden guns, which he is able to fire very rapidly in quick succession, and then kind of ends off with a charged up shot from both of them, which seems to do pretty decent damage. Now obviously we cannot tell how much damage these things do, but I'm guessing it's going to be quite a lot. So those are the abilities that we can see from Jaren here in the trailer. I am very excited to give him a go. I feel like he's going to be a fan favorite character, but one thing that I also want to talk about here inside of this trailer is very briefly near the beginning of it, we can actually get a glimpse at a very iconic weapon in Destiny, that of course being the Last Word, which if you know Jaren's lore, he is the owner of the Last Word, so it would make sense that we get the Last Word as the Season Pass weapon once Jaren goes live. Now currently in Destiny 2, the Last Word isn't anything too crazy, at least when it comes to PvE. PvP, it is a different story. It's a very unique weapon and was very powerful at one point. I don't know how it's currently doing in the current PvP meta, but inside of Destiny 2 right now, its perks are as follows. Its first main trait is called Fan the Hammer, where this weapon fires full auto and hipfire shots deal bonus precision damage while increasing reload speed and accuracy, and then its other trait is just Hipfire Grip, which increases accuracy, stability, and precision hit targeting when firing from the hip. So it's basically just a hipfire hand cannon that gets bonuses whenever you hipfire, so it's nothing too crazy, so I would be probably expecting maybe Destiny Rising to change it up maybe a little bit, although all Destiny Rising exotics do come with a set of catalyst upgrades, so expect these to kind of be what really makes this weapon probably a lot better inside of PvE. If they are to go down that route, I'm guessing it would gain more precision shot damage, maybe a fancier reload speed or whatever, but generally Last Word is probably going to be pretty decent, but I am quite interested to see how they update it, if they do in fact change anything about it to make it more relevant inside of PvE. Moving on then, let's go over just some prep things that you can do in case you want to be pulling for Jaren Ward. Now obviously with him being a solar damage type character, main things you're gonna need for leveling up are going to be your burning incandescent sheaths, which you can get from the legacy solar game mode, so use your Iron Commander to do that. Also, solar elemental fruit is going to be very important for once again leveling up Jaren and getting all of his abilities upgraded. And if you come over to events right now, there is a Reunion Day event, and from the exchange shop you can actually get some artifactual clusters which are used to upgrade your character to those higher end game levels. And you normally don't get a lot of these unless your characters are like extremely high level, so it's very much worth going and grabbing these whilst they are available. You have only 2 days left to go and grab these from this event, so definitely go and do that. Now diving headfirst into the weapons I recommend you get for Jaren Ward, let's first talk about the available hand cannons. Obviously you have your array of exotic hand cannons. Old Perfect is probably going to be pretty decent, although after using it for a little bit, the spread that this weapon has can make it feel a little bit weaker, although it does have the cool burning effect like Scorch, so if you're interested in that, this will probably be a decent weapon. If you got Crimson from the free events, that will probably be somewhat decent. For the mythic options though for hand cannons, the Empty Fourth strategy is probably going to be very good due to it being a solar elemental hand cannon, and some of the perks that this thing can get are pretty darn decent. The main standout options are obviously going to be Annihilation. This weapon deals increased damage based on how low the target's HP is. Pretty good. Emboldening Support, also your primary gains up to 45% damage as your power weapons ammo depletes. Bullseye Rebate, precision hits have a small chance to automatically reload 10% of the magazine, and precision final blows have a chance to automatically reload 40% of the magazine. That's going to be very good. Eager Aspiration, this weapon gains 40% damage when not firing, lasting up to 10 seconds, and upon firing, this weapon's damage bonus will gradually deplete until it reaches 0. Misfortunate Confetti, also one of my personal favourites, rounds ricochet to the nearest combatant, dealing 60% of the original shot's damage. And then finally, Searing Mark. Precision hits grant plus 12% precision damage for the next 5 seconds, stacks up to 5 times, and the last round in the magazine gains up to 250% precision damage based on the number of stacks held. So overall, this is going to be a very, very good hand cannon. I would highly recommend going and getting some decent rolls of it before Jaren comes out, if the last word isn't going to be the go-to option for Jaren, because once again, don't know how well its perks are going to translate into this game unless the catalysts that they come up for it end up being completely game-breaking. Next, let's go over shotgun recommendations. Obviously, one I need to talk about first is the one that comes from the raid, the Octant Riot Disperser. This thing, amazing shotgun. Hold down reload button to enable volley mode. Once charged, the weapon will fire all the remaining rounds in the magazine for a high damage burst, and then deafening rumbles. Damage from this weapon's volley significantly increases based on the number of pellets shot. Basically, Izanagi's Burden, but in a shotgun form. So it's pretty darn decent. But if you want to run Last Word, for example, and go for a mythic shotgun version, then Thermo Play is going to be, I recommend you go for. Obviously, first perk here, Conjunction. This weapon deals 20% bonus damage when it is equipped to a character of the same element. With it being a solar shotgun, obviously Jaren Ward being solar, free damage boost, nothing to complain about. You then also have Fraternity, where this weapon deals 28% bonus damage when all fighting members are alive. Not really too great, but nothing too terrible. And then you have Spinosaurus Shots, where the 13 pellets of the shotgun are replaced with 5 heavy pellets, dealing plus 23 damage overall and gaining plus 20 range. And then on this shotgun you once again have Eager Aspiration, which can be pretty decent. Reincarnation, where final blows of this weapon grant plus 15% damage bonus for 6 seconds and can stack up to 6 times. And then we have Karmic Reward, hitting the same target 2 times in a row grants the rest of the magazine plus 60% damage bonus until the weapon is reloaded. So some pretty decent rolls there, which I would highly recommend you guys go and grab. Now if you want to be farming out any of the mythic weapons that I've mentioned here in this video, main ways you're going to be doing that is by coming over to your inventory, Synthesis, and then you have this mythic weapon engram Gauntlet Blitz Season 2. This you'll be able to just decrypt into all of the brand new weapons that you can see right here, which do include the brand new shotgun that I mentioned and the hand cannon. And you can choose which weapon these engrams decrypt into, so you can just constantly be getting some decent rolls of these weapons, which I personally feel like are going to be Jaren Ward's best mythic options. Now, final things. Obviously, artifacts are going to play a huge role in Jaren's power, and honestly, we're not really going to know what artifacts to roll for him until we actually get our hands on him and do some testing. But if you want to be on the safe side, Planetismal going to be a very good set just generally, because it will be granting you some bonus damage whenever you use your abilities, and with Jaren you're probably going to want to use your abilities very often. So that's my main recommendation there. Obviously keep an eye out for like solar damage boost and super damage boost if you can. Those are probably going to be the best options for him, but generally just go with Planetismal or whatever set really focuses on Jaren's playstyle when we learn what his abilities actually do. With that said, that is everything that you need to know about Jaren Ward and my recommendations for any prep stuff you want to get ready for him. If you guys have enjoyed, as always, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.